Baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and an old dirt road, and you're ready to go if you want love. Baby, I'm on it, leave your cares behind, I'll take your problems off your mind. You know I'm gonna love. Put on your favorite track, lay the seat on back, a little very wide, and your world goes black. Baby, I'm on it. Hello and thanks for joining me on the very first episode of Making It with Jake. I, of course, am your host, Jake, and this is my assistant, Mr. Bones. He's a John Deere rock star. Mr. Bones, are you not going to say anything? Now you choose to be shy. Well, you'll soon find out that's not the case. Anyways, thanks again for joining us today. Many of you have asked, why in the world is a country music artist doing a cooking show? 3 reasons. 1, I love food. 2, you love food. And 3, magic always happens in the kitchen. Think about the time that you spend with your family, your friends, and even romance can happen in the kitchen. But I forgot one other reason that we're doing this cooking show. Every time that we post something on social media about food, our numbers skyrocket. So it just made sense. Management called one day and they said, hey, let's do a cooking show. I said, I love to eat, I love to cook, let's do it. So we're in. I want to give a real quick shout out to our sponsors this season, Apron Strings, for providing the great kitchen that you see behind me, all the utensils that we're using today, and last but not least, A5 Western Store for providing my wardrobe today. Mr. Bones, how are we looking? Dogs are wagging their tails to the left and back to the right. He said that the clothes look great, but my face needs some work. So we'll get there as we go through there. So thanks again to our sponsors. Make sure at the end of the show you check out all their website information, the details on what we're wearing, on the utensils that we're using, the ovens they have here as we go through the show. Throughout this season, we'll have some special guests. We're going to try to highlight some of the best food that you can make right at home with your family and friends. Occasionally, we will take requests from certain recipes that you send in to us, and a few lucky winners will actually get to come on the show with me this fall. Now, I think the best place to start is with the first meal of the day. What's that, Mr. Bones? Worms? No. Now listen, you may eat worms for breakfast, but I do not. I love eggs. Eggs are so much easier on my tummy. And Mr. Bones, it really is the heart of every breakfast. But today we're going to not just make eggs, but a gourmet dish, a country gourmet dish that I learned from my mom many, many years ago when I was just a little tyke. Now, Mom wasn't able to be on the show with us today. Well, Mr. Bones, what? No, she's not embarrassed to be seen with me. It was not nice, Mr. Bones. She's quiet and she thought she would be better behind the scenes, which is where you are headed if you don't behave. Now, creamed eggs on toast is a dish that we had as kids, I would say probably from 9 years old and up. Mom taught us to make it at a very early age. We enjoyed cooking with my mom in the kitchen, and we would eat it for lunch, supper. It was so good we would always beg her for more. We always ran out. It's easy, it's ready in minutes, and it's definitely one that will impress your friends, and simply 15 minutes is all that it takes. So let's get started and see what we can do. Fields will carry me away. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hard boil some eggs. Yes, Mr. Bones, I know this is incredibly simple, and there's many ways that you can actually mess up boiling water. Trust me, we've done it. Okay, so we're going to place some eggs in a medium-sized pot. We're going to fill it with just enough water to cover the eggs. Place this on our stovetop. We're going to heat on high until we start to see the water boil. Now, as soon as we see the water boil, we're going to reduce to simmer, which is usually somewhere between low and medium. We're going to slightly cover, leave enough for the steam to escape. 15 minutes, we'll come back. What's that, Mr. Bones? You're bored? Watching water boil isn't your cup of tea? Didn't you? What are you drinking?
Summer night, nice cold beer makes you feel just right.
You can't drink whiskey and cook in the kitchen. Didn't you drink enough last night at the show? Plus, it just goes right through you. Okay, well, if we have to drink something with our breakfast, how about mimosas? Nothing better with a brunch than mimosas. Meanwhile, while this is simmering, let's get started on the white sauce. Now again, you're going to need a medium-sized saucepan. We're going to use 2 cups of milk or any non-sweetened milk substitute. I, of course, have a milk allergy, so we're using almond milk today, but unsweetened. You don't want your white sauce sweet here. We're going to start to warm the milk on medium heat. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine. We're also going to add 2 teaspoons of salt. And we're going to warm this until the butter is melted throughout. Now, this is the trick. I use a whisk. You can apply your flour in many different ways. We're going to thicken our sauce with flour. Mr. Bones, looks like you could use a little thickening up, huh? What, cat got your tongue? Guess he doesn't like skinny jokes, guys. We want to actively whisk the flour into the milk. It's a couple of tablespoons and continue to warm it on medium heat as we stir in the flour. We're going to come back over to our eggs. Eggs have boiled for 15 minutes. After a few minutes in cool water so that you can touch them easily by hand, we're going to begin to crack them. I like to crack them at the fat end and start peeling from there. Okay, now that we have our eggs in a bowl, we're going to bring them to the cutting board. We're going to start to slice them. What's that, Mr. Bones?
Girls and beers and beers.
You like getting sauced? Mr. Bones, this is a family-friendly show. There is no getting sauced on the show today. Okay, so we're going to slice the eggs here. We're going to place them into our white sauce, and then we're going to continue to simmer on low heat. Now we're going to start our toast. Today, in this particular kitchen, we don't have a toaster. That's too easy for a gourmet kitchen. We do have broil on our oven, so we're going to begin to broil our toast. Now you can use biscuits or you can use English muffins, but I prefer toasted bread because it's light, and I like to have the eggs, which is a great source of protein, as my major filler here, not the carbohydrates. What makes this dish so good is the crunch. Mr. Bones, you look a little nervous over there. Why is that? Oh, you've already been toasted once. Well, we're talking about bread here, not your past life. But I can understand why being toasted. Put the cigarette out, Mr. Bones. We can't smoke in the kitchen. Now we're going to tear our toast into bite-sized pieces. We're going to place them on our plate. Now we're going to take a serving spoon. Now we're going to evenly distribute our egg sauce and cover our toast. We can season to taste, a little bit of salt and pepper, and boom, the perfect breakfast dish. Sing along. What's that, Mr. Bones? Oh, we did forget the mimosas. My mistake. We're going to make a non-alcoholic mimosa since all the kids are going to be here with us at breakfast. We're going to use white sparkling grape juice, fresh squeezed orange juice, and strawberry puree. We're going to slice off the seeds from the berries, and then we're just going to chop just a little of the inner berry, and we're going to place it at the bottom of the glass. Then we're going to pour our sparkling beverage, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, your preference, into the glass about 2/3 full. I'm gonna collect that fresh orange juice here. And we're gonna top off. Well, folks, thank you for joining me for this week's episode of Making It with Jake. Be watching for the next episode soon. And don't forget to go to our sponsor's website and check out all the new products for your kitchen and your Western lifestyle.